Grand Rising, or whatever time of day it is. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Spiritual Revolution, the Revolution Sundays, with yours truly, Dr. A.G. Green Sr. So excited to be with you here on today. One of the greatest honors of my life. You know what to do, family. Tag and share. Share and tag. Maybe I should rephrase that. Tag, text, share. Share, tag, text, and tag. What a beautiful day it is. And I'm not so much talking about the day that we perceive to be external, but the day we know to be internal. Welcome, 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 welcome. Blessings. Yes, Grand Rising to all. Tag, text, and share on today. Almighty, we're just thankful and grateful for this time. You are the source and the divine. Thank you for your guidance. Thank you for your instruction. Thank you for your revelation knowledge. Thank you for the gifts that are active within me. Thank you for healing and wholeness. Thank you for your inspiration. Thank you. Thank you. We follow the name, the way of Yeshua, his power, his consciousness. It is so. And so it is. Share and tag, tag and share. So glad to be on with you today. What an awesome, awesome privilege it is to have opened your eyes today. And I speak wholeness and completeness in your life. Before we get into our powerful declarations, before we enter into that space, I want you to type at least one thing in the comment section right now that you are thankful and grateful for today. We're going to start out with praise and gratitude. Come on, type in the comment section what you are thankful and grateful for today. In everything, give thanks. But this is the will of God in Christ, Yeshua. What are you thankful for today? I'm thankful for abundant health, abundant life. What are you thankful for today? Type it in the comment section real quickly so we can see what you're thankful for. Let's see what you're thankful for today. Praise is recognized by the Creator, but it's also recognized through frequency and vibration in the universe that we live in. Thank you. Thankful for today. Thank you so much, Kelly and Hillary. I'm thankful and grateful that I had the most relaxing day yesterday. Awesome. And of course, there's another opportunity to be better than yesterday. Awesomeness. And Linda, thankful and grateful for life on today. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. Anybody else want to share what you are thankful for? And as I said, abundant life in Him. Thankful, so thankful, so thankful, so thankful, so thankful. Thank you so much for sharing what you're thankful for. I can do all things through the Christos, Christ energy, Christ anointing, Christ mind. No matter what you're dealing with, no matter what you're facing, there is a divine partnership that's in place with you and I to master anything. I want you to type in the comment section, I can. Type in the comment section, I can. That's it. Type that in the comment section, I can. I can keep my mind. I can flourish. I can experience and know happiness. I can enjoy the life that I'm living. I can rise above all circumstances and all situations. That's it. Type it in the comment section. I can. I can. You've got to know that you can. You've got to believe that you can. I can be healed. I can prosper. I can know and experience pure and true love. I can forgive myself. Yes, 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 yes. So many things we must own. We must embody. We must recognize that I can. And I also want to remind you that you are the offspring of a powerful divine creator. And the power works from within us. I want you to type it in the comment section. I am powerful. My goodness. And as you're typing it in the comment section, I want you to speak it out loud. I am powerful. Remember, the power is you because the power comes from within you. Divinely placed, divinely infused with your being. I am powerful. That's it. Type it in the comment section. I am powerful. What a wonderful thing it is to own the power and not be ashamed of the power. Come on, type it in the comment section. I am powerful. Yes, it's a wonderful, wonderful thing to know that you know that you know that you know that you know that you, by divine mission, are a powerful, divine, spiritual species. Powerful. Yes, indeed I am. Yes, indeed I am powerful. Yes, indeed I am powerful. Yes. Again, Grand Rising or whatever time of day it is. You're watching me. You're watching Revolution Sundays with yours truly, Dr. A.G. Green Sr. I'm so excited and delighted to be with you today. Don't forget to visit me at theaggreen.com. That's theaggreen.com, the central hub for all that we're doing in terms of service and ministry and teaching and presence and business, all those wonderful things, theaggreen.com. And of course, our Patreon community is growing, and I invite you to visit us at patreon.com/AGGreenNow, patreon.com/AGGreenNow. And of course, pick up some stuff at the divinespeciesshop.com. You see it on the scrolling ticker, divinespeciesshop.com. Make sure you like and subscribe on social media. Search AG Green Now on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, and YouTube. Love you all so dearly. We'll be putting up the giving opportunities later, but these are what they are to prepare to give in advance today, because I know you love to sow and donate in love to yours truly and what I'm doing here on this platform. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So now I got to check on you. What are you eating and sipping? And while you're eating and sipping, I want to know, How you feeling while you're eating and sipping? Talk to me. How you feeling while you're eating and sipping? And of course, let me know if you can see and hear me well. Let me know if you can see and hear me well. What are you eating and sipping and how you feeling? I'm empowered and I'm blessed and I'm thankful. What are you eating and sipping and how are you feeling? Quickly, let us in on the good juicy stuff you got going on in terms of what you're eating and sipping. And thank you for how you feel. Thank you for the feedback on visuals and the audio. Thank you so much. What are you eating and sipping and how are you feeling today? Talk back to us real quickly, and then we're going to get into some teaching. We don't have any announcements today. We'll have them ready for you soon. Let's see. Krista says, coffee with French vanilla, feeling blessed. Sounds good. Yes, yes. Hillary says, feeling grateful, rested, and restored, preparing for a nice little seafood boil. Ooh. All right, paired with a lovely Dr. Pepper. There we go with these Dr. Pepper folks. Anybody else want to tell us how you're eating and sipping and how you're feeling today? Come on in here. This is home. This is a safe space, a safe haven, a safe place. Real quickly, anybody else want to share? Let's see here. Brenda says, feeling grateful, lemon water. Sound is great. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I'm gonna get prepared to begin the teaching on today on my phone, the number 44. I see it 3 times on my phone. Interesting. Not a coincidence. It's intended to be. Thank you, thank you, thank you for taking in today. Good to see you, our resident therapist, Pastor Jerry Cotton. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thanking everybody for sharing what you're eating and sipping and how you're feeling in the moment. Now, quickly, I got to check. A blog release has taken place. The blog release, blog alert. All right. I see I'm not the only one. I've been seeing 44 for quite a while now, but there's some things I'm doing in terms of manifestation today that's not a surprise why I see that number. So I'm so thankful and grateful. All right. Now, who's read the latest blog article? Let's see. Talk back to me. Patreon.com/AG Green Now is where the latest blog article is. And that blog article is number 4 of the series, Reality, the Art of Seeing, Shaping, and Becoming. But the title of that blog article, the 4th one, is The Neuroscience of Perception, How the Brain Paints Reality. Who's had a chance to read the latest article on Patreon? As a matter of fact, I'm encouraging you all to continue to share the Patreon platform and share that article with people, okay? I want people to be able to find us there because we're going to be doing the majority of our teaching, so forth and so on, later on in the year from that platform. Let's see. Have you read it? I have read it. Very good. Thank you so much, my Chrissy. Anybody else read it? Anybody else read it? And again, I encourage you to share it. All right. Our resident therapist says he's read it. Matter of fact, he's commented on it as well. Anybody else, make sure that you share it with others. I believe that it will empower and strengthen people. It's article number 4. It was just put up a couple of days ago. And I want to make sure that you get connected to it. I want my assistants to put up Mark 9:23 for us real quickly. Excuse me, not Mark 9:23, but Proverbs. Uh, good gracious, we're going back to Proverbs. We're going to be in Proverbs for a few minutes. Well, actually, more than a few minutes. And we're going to go back to Proverbs 23:7. Proverbs 23:7. All right, let's see. Thank you, Melissa. All right. So if you haven't read the article, please read it. And I encourage you to share it with other people. And don't just share the latest ones. If you have not shared the first 3, all 4, I should say. If you have not shared all four, share them with people. I think that some will find it very illuminating and thought provoking, and dare I say, empowering. So I want to encourage you to take your trip over there and check out the article. All right. Everybody grateful and thankful today. We have expressed the things that we're thankful for at the beginning of the broadcast. I like to start out with praise and thanksgiving. We thank the creator, the source, the sustainer for all things, our empowerment, our existence, who and what we are in this world, our co creation of reality, all these wonderful things. We always want to remain diligent in terms of expressing thanksgiving and gratitude. All right. Proverbs 23:7a. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. That's the first part we want. Uh, and waiting on the NIV to come up here shortly. Been on a series for several weeks now. Our resident therapist, I guess he's keeping up with. I don't even know if I gave it a title last week. But I am extracting information from the articles in the attempt to break some things down so that we can understand it. I'm going to give you my introduction after I read this NIV. For as he thinks in his heart, so is he. All right. Uh, the teaching for some, and I know that because of my shift of phasing out of uh, traditional Christianity and traditional conceptual frameworks of God into this space, has given rise within me in the present place to do a better job in helping you know who and what you are, and also helping you to know who and what the real creator, source, and sustainer is. Now, uh, I am trying to prepare you for some deeper subjects that I will broach with you. Some deeper subjects that I will broach with you. So he says he thinks it's part six, maybe as we think. Okay. If it's not as we think, we can title it that. Some deeper discussions with you, and I'm laying some spiritual, metaphysical, scientific, um, psychological, sociological substratum, foundation. Understand that this approach is to show you that confirmation of reality is not just found in one area, it can be found in multiple areas. They overlap and they are constantly confirming, or in many cases, I should say, confirming the existence of the principle, and the principles confirm the existence of other principles. The thinking man is the creating man. The thinking man or woman is the creating man or woman. The thinking man or woman is the manifesting man or woman. Thinking, estimating, calculating, thinking not just in terms of thoughts or words only, but thinking in terms of images, visions, inner visions, imagination. These are things that for years were appreciated in some circles and disdained in other circles. My desire is for you to understand, know, and recognize that the life that you're living today, the reality that you're living in today, I know that you've read, I know that you've been told that it's an omnipotent being that's creating all these things for you. When in essence, you created this reality when you decided to tune in. And while you're watching me, you're going to create reality based on a series or set of core beliefs that you have about you, that you have about God, that you have about others. You are co creating this moment and ultimately manifesting this moment. That's a better word. You are manifesting this moment right now. The blog series was inspired in written form, to encourage you to explore and plumb the depths of other possibilities, other ideas. We spent a lot of time on blog entry number 3, and I just lightly touched on reality tunnels and cognitive or confirmation bias, which really we could do months and months of teaching on that because the whole world is manifesting and creating from that place and that space. We broke down what reality tunnels were. We gave you several examples over the course of multiple teaching sessions. We talked to you about confirmation and cognitive bias and gave you several illustrations over the course of multiple teaching sessions. Now, from that teaching, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Do you now realize that you are operating from within a reality tunnel and a cognitive or confirmation bias? That is the question. Type yes or no or whatever you want to type in the comment section as a response. I want to see your responses. This teaching is necessary because again, we people make it more complicated than what it is. We put the onus on what we believe is a superior supreme being as if all of this construct that we see in front of us that we call the three-dimensional is something that was created by a master creator. But in essence, many of the spiritual teachers and the spiritual religions and the great mystics have basically said that this is an artificial construct. This is a matrix, even including the biblical text. If you understand from the Old Testament to the New Testament, and you're going to realize there's not as much congruence between the two testaments as you think. You've been taught there are, but there aren't. Even in reading either one of those testaments, it's more specifically the new, you'll recognize that the three-dimensional, what is called the earth, which terra firma, is an inferior construct. It's considered to be an inferior construct, a lower level of existence. That's what it's considered to be. So I want you and I to begin to just consider opening ourselves up to the possibility of more and more things that we have not been introduced to us. So the first step is to understand that we all have a bias. We all have a bias. And in understanding that we all have a bias, number one. Number two, recognizing our role in reality. Recognizing and understanding our role in reality. So I would say number two is recognizing uh, our role in reality. Number two, understanding our role in reality. You get up and shout to the heavens, or you get up and you beg and plead because you honestly think that what's going to happen to you in terms of massive great things cannot happen without you begging and pleading with a deity. And you don't understand that the creator, the source, the sustainer, the divine, has equipped you to function like it. And therefore, even when you're begging and pleading and getting results and feeling results, you're thinking it's coming from out there. It's not coming from out there, it's coming from within here. And again, all these things are driven by things like a reality tunnel, things like cognitive or confirmation bias, things like our beliefs. So today I'm going to begin to touch on the latest blog article, and we're going to consider some more truths in our discussion today. I love what Emily Dickinson says: the brain is wider than the sky. The brain is wider than the sky. In other words, she's saying that thinking, the realm of thoughts is greater, is immeasurable. The sky, in terms of what we know of planetary wise, we can see some of its dimensions, but there are no measurable dimensions in terms of your imagination, no measurable dimensions in terms of your psychological construct. I want you to see, I want you to know, and I want you to recognize this. Anil Seth, who's a neuroscientist, and we'll get into him later, and I've quoted this quote before. He says, your brain hallucinates your conscious reality. Your brain hallucinates your conscious reality. So, in essence, we think that we're seeing the model of the world, a model of the world, or we think we're seeing an objective view. That's a better way of saying it, an objective construct. But in all reality, what you and I see today is crafted by the brain. It's crafted by the brain from within. And yes, we think the brain is just recording, and in some aspects, the brain is recording. But what the brain is doing more of is predicting. It is predicting. And we'll get more into that in just a few minutes. So, everything from colors to sounds to sensations, family, that's all created within us. That bird that you hear maybe chirping or singing outside your window, what that is believed to be in terms of sound, how that is interpreted as sound, doesn't come from the actual bird itself. It comes from us. It comes from you and I internally. The colors we see, and I'll have to find that book, but there's this one powerful dynamic scientist who's basically believes that there is a bland, what's a good word for it? A bland, colorless uh, scape, and that our brains interpret and add color to what's not actually there. And I wish I had time to pull that out and go into more detail because the book is heavy. We think, number one, that everybody sees the same thing we see. But what we don't understand is that everything we see, including what we believe to be the external world, is interpreted from within us. I'm going to say it again. It is interpreted, family, from within us. It's why there can be conflict in what one person thinks they see versus what the other person thinks they see, because two different brains are interpreting what we think is the same situation, but it's not necessarily the same situation, because your brain is creating or manifesting through predictive models what it believes the thing is that you're encountering in what we call this life. I'll continue with that discussion. So the brain is not a passive receiver, it's a painter, and it is creating a masterpiece right now. Number one, I talked about predictive processing, the brain as the prophet. The brain as the prophet. A great revolutionary idea in neuroscience today is what's called predictive processing theory. I want you to type that in the comment section: predictive processing theory. Predictive processing theory. Type that in the comment section. Predictive processing theory. Predictive processing theory. And again, if you're just joining this discussion, I encourage you to go down the timeline over the last couple of weeks where we have connected uh, subject matter teaching presentations that have led up to this point as to where I am today. But the backstory on this teaching will be very informative for many. Predictive processing theory. I want you to type that in the comment section. Predictive processing theory. Let's see who got it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Everybody's doing this right now. Nobody's exempt from this. And what that simply means is instead of us just, absorbing data from the senses, our brain is predicting. It is predicting what it expects to find. Hear me. So, guess what? Before you hit that button to go online, the brain predicted from past experience, from memory, before you even hit the button, what you would see. Catch this. Hear what I'm saying today. See this background with Revolution Sundays and all that in the background? Do you understand that your brain has a memory of this exact screen? And do you understand that you have the capability, and this is again has been determined by science, you have the ability to see, hear me, this image before the signal from your eyes is transmitted to the brain. The brain has already decided from routine, from memory, what this setup looks like. It's why we can dream about it. It's why you can close your eyes and see it. Consider this. You can close your eyes and see this whole setup right now of mine. You can see it with your eyes closed. But what we don't understand is that this is what's happening every day in our lives with landscapes, with terrain, with geography, with places we go, travel, things we see, things we view. We think for the most part that we are interpreting these things from the senses, from the five senses, when in reality, the brain has already decided based on memory. Again, I showed you the evidence of this weeks ago, what something is milliseconds before the signal is interpreted from the eyes or from the ears or from taste or touch or smell. Powerful. It predicts what it expects to find. It compares incoming sensory data to its prediction. It updates its model if necessary. Now, this is why this is important to me. This section is important to me. As I think of it, it's hard, so is he. You and I, if we're not careful, family, are going to continue to predict experiences with the divine, religious experiences, relationship experiences, financial experiences, career experiences. Your brain is predicting to you in advance based on your experience. It is creating or manifesting a reality for you and me. I want you to hear what I'm saying today. This predictive model is powerful because you could be looking at something different, but if the brain doesn't update it, it looks like it's the same. Wow. You could be experiencing something truthful again, but if the brain predicts, watch this, based on the reality tunnel and the cognitive or confirmation bias, that this is what it is, if it draws from that and says this is what it is, then it has the ability to resist light, new information, new knowledge, and new truth because it is predicting already that something is false before you have an opportunity to even analyze if it's true. Ooh, I'm gonna put my head down on that one. People honestly think in every moment, in every way, oh, I'm being objective. When they're showing me this and showing me that, I'm being objective. Listen, listen. When we are formulating a defense or a counter defense while the person is speaking, that is predictive. That is your predictive mind. That is your predictive brain. That is predictive processing in effect right now. While you're having the conversation, you're not listening. The brain is already predicting for what it believes is truth for you and real for you. Therefore, in the moment, it's not open for you to be vulnerable. It's not open for you to be accepting. It's not open for you to be self-correcting. It is predicting from its experiences that this is what it is. And this is why we have a difficult time shifting, transforming, and evolving, because the brain is conditioned and programmed to continue to recycle manifestation, continue to recycle creation, continue to recycle what it believes to be reality. I want you to hear me. I want you to hear me. Okay. Uh, and I'm gonna bring this study in the next couple of weeks of how they went to a tribe. The long and short of it is there was a certain way that the tribe hunted, there was a certain way that the tribe moved. They were not used to experiencing a lot of things in the jungle. They did a lot of things in their village and very every now and then veered into the jungle. But the brain had a difficult time adjusting to a new landscape because it was conditioned to perform predominantly in one landscape. And I want you to understand that when our brains encounter something that is new, it's going to rely on what it knows to be or believes to be true for it. And this is what it's going to stay with until you reprogram it. And again, when we talk about the brain, we're talking about consciousness, the conscious mind, and below that in the spiritual, what I believe mystical place, subconscious, unconscious, which is even more powerful than your brain and your conscious mind. But on all levels, it is predicting to you and performing based on what has been conditioned and programmed to believe is true. My goodness. My goodness. Dr. Neil says perception is not a passive process. It is a controlled hallucination, tested against reality by our senses, a controlled hallucination. Thus, you do not see the world, you hallucinate a world that roughly fits the data your senses delivers. Right now, people are hallucinating concepts of themselves. People are hallucinating concepts of other people. People are hallucinating concepts of the world. People are hallucinating concepts of relationships. People are hallucinating concepts of family. People are hallucinating concepts of religion. People are hallucinating concepts of self-worth, self-esteem, self-image. My God, I feel this. Hear me today. And what's powerful is, and let me deal with the word hallucination. It is a word that is diminished in our society. It is diminished because in the moment that a person is having an experience that doesn't appear to line up with what's three-dimensional, people are thinking that the hallucination is not real. But number one, just because you don't see it reflected in the three-dimensional, I've taught you this, doesn't mean it isn't real. Number two, everything in your imagination and in your thought world represents a reality either in you or in another version of you. So we should not diminish, discard, or discount what we are thinking, even if we believe we're not acting on it. What you are thinking, family, is a reality. And if you continue to think it persistently, then it's going to take solid shape and form in the three-dimensional realm. Your actions, your physical actions are going to align and correspond with what you created within. And what I want you to see is that this predictive processing causes us to create loops in our lives. People are living in time loops. And I believe time is an illusion, but I'm going to use it for the sake of this discussion. I want you to type it in the comment section: time loops, plural. Time loops. Type that in the comment section. Time loops. Mm, mm, mm. And then I'm going to get to point number 2, and then we're going to pull up maybe 1 or 2 more scriptures. I'm going to be done. Time loops. Type that in the comment section. Time loops. You got Fruit Loops, and then you got time loops. Now, here's the predictive processing. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Here's the predictive processing. The predictive processing, okay. So if you have a string of good fortune, let's say that, a string of good fortune, then your brain is trained and conditioned to produce thoughts and images that depict you're always winning, you're always recovering, you're always overcoming. It always works out for you because that's what you're thinking. And therefore, you have programmed that part of your being to function like that every day. No matter what happens, no matter what you experience, no matter what you go through, the time loop you create is when the brain predicts there's going to be a challenge, and then it turns around and predicts that you're going to overcome the challenge. So it tells you watch this. It tells you not only through a collection or a cluster of thoughts, but it also tells you through emotions or the chemicals that are released in your body when you get in a certain situation, family, that you can and will master this. You know why? So as soon as the trouble hits, instead of there being the response from person B that might be negative, sad, or depressed, the predictive outcome from the brain says, but it's already overcome. It's already done. You know why? Because that mind, that heart, that brain has been conditioned to always think that things will work out for them. But then there's the flip side of that. All right. Let me give you a bit of information that I need to share with you real quickly about this filtering mechanism that is the brain, real quickly. Information scientists have found that the average person living today processes as much as 74 gigabytes of information a day through TV, computers, cell phones, tablets, billboards, and other gadgets. That's the equivalent of watching 16 movies, reading over 200,000 words, or scrolling on TikTok for 200 hours. And every year, our brains take in 5% more information than the previous years. Now, this is a powerful thing. So, number one, the brain is already encountering several gigabytes of information per day. All right. But check this out. Furthermore, our brains also has processing limitations or bandwidth restrictions. While it can process 11 million bits of information every second, our conscious mind can only process about, listen to this, 120 bits per second. This is essentially a speed limit for the amount of information we can pay conscious attention to at any one time. I'm going to revisit that. Here's a good example. When you're talking to a person, we process 60 bits of information by talking to one person. To talk to two people, it takes 120 BPS to do that, which means that's why it is difficult for people to talk to more than one person or focus more than one person at one time, because the brain has limits. But let's go back to this 11 million bits of information every second. 11 bits, but watch this. Out of the 11 million bits, I'm sorry, 11 million bits. Out of the 11 million bits, only about 120 bits per second is processed. This is why some scientists are saying to us that only 1% of all the information the brain is processing gets processed, excuse me, that the brain encounters gets processed. Now, why did I bring this up? I brought this up again to confirm what I said to you a week or two ago. And that is because of this inundation of information, the brain creates a filter. It goes into a heuristic mode and decides what it will accept and what it will not accept. So every day, these 11 million bits of information per second, the brain is it knows it exists, but it can't process all of it, so it filters out things. And I got to ask the question, number one, what things are we filtering out that we don't get a chance to see and experience? And I'm gonna answer that in a minute. Number two, on a personal level, what things are you filtering out or have filtered out that you don't get a chance to experience? So what neuroscientists have determined is that from this predictive processing, the brain decides based on what it already knows, what it will let in, what it will pay attention to, and what it will not pay attention to. This is believed to be the job of the reticular activating system. So I'm saying to you, the struggle to change, the struggle to grow, the struggle to see God differently, the struggle to see different forms of truth and different forms of knowledge is genuinely real because people have a filter set up that's designed to block certain information from getting in that's not familiar. Wow. I wish I had more likes and hearts. Am I making any sense to anybody? So right now, there's information that's in your world, family, that's in your physical reality that you can't even process. You're not even processing. You don't even know it's there. Mm, come on now. Somebody hear me. Somebody hear me. Every day, you and I go through life, and there are things in our environment we don't know are there. It's being filtered out by the brain. The question is it possible that there's some good stuff you and I should be letting in that we're not letting in? Is it possible that there's some good stuff that we should be viewing that we're not viewing? This leads me to number two, the Bayesian brain. The Bayesian brain, which tries to make sense of uncertainty. The brain uses a mathematical approach known as the Bayesian inference. It combines prior expectations or beliefs with incoming sensory evidence to construct perception. So here's how it works. If you believe the world is dangerous, you're more likely to interpret neutral events as threatening. If you believe the world is friendly, you interpret the same events with trust and openness. And here's what the neuroscientist Carl Friston says: the brain is a prediction machine, minimizing the difference between its expectations and sensory inputs. End quote. Your beliefs literally sculpt your sensory experience. Perception is belief in motion. Now, family, this is important to us, and I'm about to close here in a few minutes. This is important to us because every day, family, we are deciding what's good and what's bad. I'm going to say it again. Every day, we are deciding what's good and what's bad. It gives, family, it gives new light, new understanding to I feel something in my spirit. I feel no, you're not feeling anything in your spirit. You're feeling something in your brain. And it's based on beliefs and it's based on memory. Oh my goodness. Something about that don't sound right. Something about that don't feel right. And don't get me wrong, we have those situations happen and it's true. But there are other times something don't sound right or something don't feel right because it's not in your purview. It's not in your collection of data as a brain or in your brain to say that it's acceptable or not acceptable, that it's good or that it's usual or that it's normal. So that feels strange to you. It feels off to you. It feels like there's something wrong with it to you because you have already decided what is and what isn't before you even encounter it. And when you encounter it again, the brain is predicting that you can't have love. So let's just use some scenarios here. One of the reasons why, family, one of the reasons why I stopped watching horror movies years ago is because to me, horror movies are an investment in fear. Who in their right mind wants to get the hell scared out of them? Number one. Number two, you cannot escape that programming because once you allow yourself to be conditioned with fear, that's why when you hear sounds at night, you're operating in fear. You have installed that in your brain. It has become a part of your memory, a part of your beliefs that you should fear or be fearful or have fear or no fear or live with fear or experience fear. And you'll be hearing stuff, family, that should be considered to be neutral, that will be threatening to you, Bayesian model again, because from your belief and the sensory input, you have decided that there's something dangerous in my house or something potentially dangerous trying to get to me, or that there's a reason why a lot of folks are constantly seeing spirits. It's because they are watching stuff that's heightening their awareness of the potential of something spiritual in terms of malevolent or evil, or something spiritual in terms of something good. And that's why many of these folk, I sense some, that's a spirit in there. That's a, watch this, that's a demon in this notebook. There's a, oh yeah, I saw a spirit in that TV the other day. No, no, no. You've conditioned your brain, your mind to think and to believe these things. So now instead of you looking at it from a more objective perspective, you have already marred and tainted the experience predictively. Listen to this. The danger of predictive processing is there is no real opportunity for present analysis. To be presently analytical goes out the window. Some people hear me. They have invested in being sick. They have invested in whatever the doctor tells them, whatever medical science tells them. And don't get me wrong, we should listen to medical science, but we should also listen to our dynamic spiritual divine selves. We should also listen to our creator. We should also know something about who and what we are in this body and outside this body. But when people get conditioned to believe certain things, they don't understand. The brain starts creating environments. It starts creating a reality that's in alignment again from what it believes. Why? Because you and I will not manifest. Catch this, what I'm saying. You and I will not manifest anything in our world outside of our beliefs. And this is what I'm saying. When I say belief, remember, I'm not just talking about positive stuff, I'm talking about negative stuff. So if you literally believe in fear, then you're going to manifest things going bump in the night. If you literally invest in fear, you're going to be hearing voices. That's why some of y'all having nightmares. That's why stuff is always chasing you. Your spiritual mind, your subconscious mind is trying to tell you you program some unhealthy fear there. And that's why you're always running. That's why you're always struggling. That's why you're always fighting. Ooh, my goodness, goodness, goodness. Y'all quiet on Facebook and YouTube. Am I making any sense to anybody here? Am I making any sense to anybody here? I want you to understand that perception is belief in motion. It is belief in motion. I want you to pull up real quickly Philippians 3:13. One of my sisters, Philippians 3:13. Put it up for us. Philippians 3:13. Thank you for the likes and hearts that are coming in. Philippians 3:13. Let's go there real quickly, and I'm going to shut it down. Philippians 3:13. I really want you to see that the onus of responsibility. Let me make sure I got that. The onus of responsibility, that's right, is on us. It is on you and me. Here's the text. Brethren, I count myself to have apprehended, not myself to have apprehended, excuse me, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, and reaching forth unto those things which are before. I'm gonna spend a little work here on one word, forgetting. I want you to type it in the comment section, forgetting. Forgetting or forget. You can type forget or forgetting. Epilenthen amahi. Epilenthen amahi in the Greek. Forgetting. A key, family, a key to altering or reprogramming the predictive part of our brain to produce a lifestyle, to produce a world that we actually desire to live in. One of the things we're going to have to do is forget. The word forget here in the Greek has a definition to lose out of mind. In other words, somehow, some way, Paul is saying, I have to, in my forgetting, to put it out of my memory what's considered to be the past. I'm going to let that settle into your hearts for a few minutes. Forget in terms of memory. Forget in terms of your of what you once knew. See, for some people, holding on to pain is powerful. Here's my saying. Here's my saying about pain. We're supposed to turn pain into power. But what ends up happening is that when people hold on to pain, the pain becomes the power that controls their life. I'm going to say it again. The pain becomes the power that controls their life. So it is a power that is operating in you to manipulate, to control, to influence your thoughts, to influence your behavior, to influence your actions. It is the pain that's using its power to control you. It should be the flip side of that, meaning that you take the pain, you reframe the painful incident, you extract the good nutrients out of that difficult, hard situation, and you use it as fuel. As you're mastering that pain, you use it as fuel to push forward. The challenge is when we're moving through life with the same stuff in our minds over and over and over again and thinking we're going to get different results. So I've just showed you you and I are not just making decisions from an analytical standpoint. We're making decisions from a predictive standpoint. So, in order for us to change that, we're going to have to recondition our minds with new thoughts and new emotions, and we can do this through several ways to annihilate the old thinking, which produces an old reality that is fruitless for us, replacing it with what we desire in terms of new, fresh, better. Hear me, day in and day out, until that thought takes root in the heart of the mind and takes root in the brain, and the old neural pathways dry up and the new neural pathways for something better, more positive of form. Now I am operating in that form, in that version of me consistently. Catch what I'm saying today. People who believe they are hurt and have been hurt expect to be hurt. So what do? They manifest more hurt. People who believe they have been wronged and are always wronged or done wrong, family, will predict wrong when they see it coming in the driveway. They'll predict wrong before they even take the job. Hear me. And then they'll manifest wrong. I said a word. My goodness. It's all because in your memory, which only exists within you, doesn't exist within any terms of three-dimensional space. It only exists between your ears. It's saying to you that what was then is now. So it makes a then moment, which should have evaporated, vanished away. A now moment, it's chemically released in your body. Your body is saying, this is it, this is real, this is real, this is real, this is real. All the cortisol reactions and stress reactions and heartbeat and palpitations and emotions and everything are produced in the moment like it's actually happening now. And it's only happening now because you and I recall it now as if it's now. If you're distrusting, you weren't born that way. If you struggle with forgiveness, you weren't born that way. If you struggle with bitterness, you weren't born that way. If you struggle with not being able to ask forgiveness, you weren't born that way. If you struggle with being sensitive to other people, you weren't born that way. If you struggle with cynicism and doubt, you were not born that way. That's not how you came into the world. Something along the way, you allowed something, and I have to say allowed, because even when something is done to us, even as a child, which is terrible, things have been done to children. As we evolve and grow, we get to take authority and control over ourselves like a sovereign nation. Come on now. We get to act like a sovereign nation and a sovereign being over ourselves, and then decide whether I allow the thoughts, images, and emotions that are detrimental and injurious and hurtful to me be interpreted that way to doom me, to damn me, to bind me, to belittle me, or whatever it is I have allowed to be produced from those hideous moments. It is up to me to decide if the horror show continues to play on the silver screen of my mind. It is up to me to decide whether I take the clicker that's in my hand, the remote control, and switch the channel from watching all those home movies of the past and decide that I'm going to cut that TV off, set up my own camera, get my own crew, and create new movies in the present. You and I get to decide how all of this takes place. You and I get to decide whether we will allow these things to be retained in our memory and control us just like it happened is happening now, or we get to lose it out of mind through meditation. We get to lose it out of mind through reframing the experience. We get to lose it out of mind by taking the sting from it. by taking the good away from it. We get to lose it out of mind by withdrawing all that energy and focus that we put on that's made people bitter, angry, and distrustful. Folk who struggle with being positive, people who struggle with optimism, or people who struggle in certain areas of their lives. It's amazing to me, wonderfully amazing to me, how people can be great, for example, maybe in manifesting a job, but poor in manifesting a good relationship, or great in manifesting a good relationship and poor at manifesting finances. It's because there's an aspect of them that has been programmed to think and believe and is constantly predicting situations where they will fail in those areas. And I'm encouraging you to forget those things. Forget those things which are behind. Lose those things out of mind. Separate yourself. Take yourself through an exercise and walk those thoughts, feelings, and emotions right through the door of a furnace. Toss them into the furnace, the flames of a furnace in your mind, and feel the liberation, both inside and outside of space and time. Shatadaba. I'm telling you right now, by the unction of the Spirit, that it is time to forget, it is time to release, it is time to shut down the old negative, stinking, putrid thought factory, stinking thinking. It's time to shut all that down. It's time to stop seeing yourself as a victim. It's time to stop seeing yourself as a reactor. It's time to stop seeing yourself as little and insignificant and nothing. It's time to stop believing that that's who and what you are as a person who's trapped, limited, and bound. It's time for you to open up your mind. Hear me, family. I am an agent of light sent into your life. I'm going to say it again. I am an agent of light sent into your life by the divine to say to you, do not be threatened by the message. Open your heart up. This is about expansion. This is about helping you to kill and destroy that which has been killing and destroying you slowly from within, to create and craft and construct with the divine's permission, with the creator's permission, with God's permission, the dreams of the Spirit, the visions of the Spirit. Family, 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 family. It's time. This is your moment. This is your now. This is your opportunity. This is your space. This is your place to make a conscious decision that I'm going to pay attention. I'm going to pay closer attention. When these thoughts arise, when these feelings arise, I'm going to pay closer attention. I'm going to give you some tips under soul mechanics. You see, part A is in the blog, is reframe your predictions. We're going to talk about all that. But listen, right now you can begin to reframe your predictions. Because when you start reaching forth to those things before, you're already starting to reframe your predictions. You're saying, I don't trust that old mentality. I don't trust that old mindset. Did you catch what I just said? I'm not accepting that. Listen, over the last month, there's some stuff I've just been shutting down. And I'm pretty evolved. I feel like I have a ways to go. But it's still there. It is something that needs to be confronted, challenged within me, and reframed. Did you catch what I just said? Hear what I'm saying today. I'm going to ask you a question. Should you still have heartburn from a meal you ate 10 years ago? Answer my question, yes or no. Should you still have heartburn from a meal you ate 10 years ago? Talk back to me. There we go. There it is. No. Look at all the no's. So just like you shouldn't have heartburn from a meal that happened 10 years ago. You shouldn't have heartburn today from something that happened 10 years ago. And family, if you do, it's because you're feeding it life. You're giving it permission to stay in the form of pain. Oh, this is powerful. You and I get to decide intrinsically how things live in us. It is us. It is a part of us. It is who we are. We get to decide what thoughts stay and go. We get to decide what thoughts hold power and what thoughts don't. We get to decide what emotions are attached to a thought or an image and what aren't. We get to decide the priority that things take within ourselves. When the pain persists 10 years later in your physical body, even a doctor would tell you there's something wrong in your physical anatomy. It's got to be troubleshot or troubleshooted, diagnosed, and the healing prescription must be administered. And I'm saying to you right now that you can reframe it like Yosef, like Joseph did. What you meant for bad, he said, that's reframing. God meant for my good. You got to start saying to yourself, what might have been bad, it's working for my good. Some of y'all needed to lose the job so you can see the good in something better. Some of y'all needed to experience the negativity so you can see you not only put it there, but you get to change it. Do you realize it's the only way some people will accept a better experience for them is if they have a negative experience, because people can even get comfortable in working these jobs that they know are not beneficial for them and being in connection with these people and certain relationships that they know are not taking them anywhere, that will keep them locked up in the closet and locked down. So something has to happen to trigger you, to awaken, to say, oh, I don't belong in this closet. Oh, I don't belong in this revolving door. Oh, I don't belong in this rerun. Let me say this and I'm done. Do you understand that when our brain predictively processes stuff for us, we are constantly living a rerun? You know how when I was growing up and network TV was the dominant source of where we got our entertainment, and when our favorite show came on, if there was an episode that we had already seen, we would say, oh, this is a rerun, which means it's a replay. My God. The shifting of your life will move from a replay when you let light in. The trajectory changes, the pathway changes. You lacked success before in love, but open yourself up to the light to change. There it is, true love embodied in the person. You didn't prosper over here. You suffered, you experienced barrenness, but let the light come in to show you that you get to change it to a fertile, prosperous place. Disrupt the replay. from your brain, disrupt the replay from your mind, disrupt the replay from your heart, and replace it with new information. Instead of always talking about defeat, talk about winning. Instead of always focusing in this replay and this rerun, constantly seeing yourself failing, constantly seeing yourself going through, constantly seeing yourself not achieving, constantly seeing yourself rejected by your creator, constantly seeing yourself as not good enough. It's the brain predicting, therefore creating and manifesting situations where you will find yourself in that are self-fulfilling. But what if, what if you looked in the mirror and didn't care the way you looked and call yourself beautiful, call yourself handsome, call yourself intelligent? What if you went to bed thinking about your greatness and woke up thinking about your greatness? What if you moved through life understanding I have divine permission from God to be who I am in terms of greatness, in terms of intelligence, in terms of success? Come on, I need you to hear me. I need you to hear me. And Almighty, I thank you for this time. For somebody has heard the word. Somebody has been inspired. Thank you for elevation. Thank you for transformation. Thank you for such wondrous empowerment. And I bless you even now in this moment that somebody who's watching me, somebody who's listening to me, is getting ready to change from a neurological standpoint, spiritual standpoint, what they see, what they believe, what they know. Hey, and I give you praise. And I bless every soul that's viewing me now with the abundance factor. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the abundance factor. The abundance of love, the abundance of joy, the abundance of peace, the abundance of healthy self-love, the abundance of healthy thoughts, the abundance of healthy thinking. I feel it. Do you feel it? It's yours. It's yours. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mm, mm, mm. Talk back to me, family. How we doing today? You could use the giving opportunities on the screen. I appreciate y'all so dearly. I'm preparing to release you, but give me your thoughts today concerning the presentation. And then I'm going to release you. Oh my goodness. I tell you. Such magnificent things. Thank you. I like the way he framed that. Disrupt the replay. That's it. Disrupt the replay, family. It's predictive. The mind is predicting. Oh, it's predicting you won't get the job. It's predicting that you won't look good enough today. It's predicting you won't feel. It's predicting that you've been rejected. It's predicting your prayers won't get answered. Oh no, but no longer. No longer. No longer. Hallelujah. No longer. Am I the only one who feel what I feel now? In this moment, there's a shattering and a smattering. A shattering and a smattering. A shattering, a smattering, a splattering. Something is breaking off your life. Something is breaking off someone's mind. Mm, mm, mm. New heights are being attained. Some of you have been walking around here with heaviness, but this has been disrupted. And I dare you to persist in this focus, in this energy, in this strength, in this faith for days and days and days to come. And you're going to be amazed at how it's going to change you. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you. Ooh, I feel something here. I feel something here. I feel something here. I feel something here. Mm-mm. Thank you for your anointing and your presence that destroys all yokes of the mind and the heart and the body. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I declare and decree manifested wholeness in the heart, the mind, the will, the emotions right now. Mm-hmm. Thank you. 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 You know what? I want you to type it in the comment section. This is for who is for. If you're ready to type this in the comment section because you're ready to feel it. I don't know why. I just, thank you so much. I don't know why. This just came to me. This just came to me. And I want you to type this in the comment section. This is who is for. I want you to type it in the comment section. I am loved by someone special, unconditionally. Type that in the comment section. I am loved by someone special, unconditionally. There's love now among us, a liberating love. Type that in the comment section. A liberating love is here to draw us into a higher plane. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I feel it so strong. I feel it so strong. I sense it so strong. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Can you feel it? Am I the only one who feels this, senses this presence? My God. Great divine. Thank you. 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 I got to release you with the shalom blessing. Reframe it. Don't let the pain control you, but turn that pain into fuel and power. Listen, whoever needs this message because let me say something, and I'm not just talking about your children and your mama and your daddy. You ought to be in relationships with people who are family, friends, and even romantically, who love you crazy enough to the level of unconditional love. Unconditional love don't mean they crazy and blind and gonna take all your foolishness. It just means they understand you. They're your ride or die. They'll do everything within their power to support you, to love you, to lead you, to guide you, to be there for you. Sadly, many people don't know this. Some, even in their family relationships, don't know this. But I just sensed that somebody needed to type that because somebody needs to start embodying that. Somebody needs to start creating that as a vision. Somebody needs to start experiencing that, allowing that experience to take place. Do you realize, and I'm going to say this, I don't know whoever this is for, it's just coming to me while I'm talking. I've got nobody in mind. Do you realize that that when you run into, let me give you an example. Have you ever been in a situation where everybody is like under stress and serious all the time? It's just stress. Stress is one thing after another. Stress. People ball down and folks are tight. I'm just going to say it. Y'all know I say anything. Everything is tight, wound tight, balls tight, everything. Yeah, serious. And then you run into people who smile and happy-go-lucky here. Do you realize, number one, that frightens some people. Number two, it makes the people from the tense environment suspicious because they never seen nothing like that up close in person, except on TV, but not in person. They don't even know if it's real. They see it as fake and false sometimes. Nobody can be that happy all the time. You know why? Because their environment didn't breed that. That environment doesn't create that. So when they see it, they don't know what to do with it. Same way with unconditional love. When it shows up, not only in the creator, but shows up in parents, then it gives you a reference. But if you haven't seen it in a romantic partner, a friend, it'll scare you. It'll make you suspicious. You'll think there's something wrong. And what's sad about the commentary that I'm about to say is that if you're suspicious about something like that, or don't even think it exists, it means you don't know it. It means it's not in your predictive, it's not in your brain, it's not in your memory, it's not in your core beliefs, it's not in your belief system. It may exist as an idea for you, but not something that you believe you can experience. Open yourself up to the light of truth, of knowledge, and allow those places and spaces of your heart to be healed so you no longer remember the betrayal. You no longer experience the sting of the betrayal. The new you has stepped in and said, that was the old me, but I'm here now. And I'm opening myself up to the divine, and I'm opening myself up to spiritual principles. And I am going to walk this earth, this as a powerful, dynamic, divine, spiritual being, and receive all of the goodness, all of the love, all of the special treatment, all of the prosperity and success, all of the ability to help people, whatever it is that is available to me. Wow. And it is so. And so it is. Shalom, shalom, peace, wholeness, prosperity. Enjoy your day. Love y'all.